Last but not least is the reinstalling of the shocks. What I do is I take and rethread the screws that was on the shock tower. There's 2 of them. They go in the middle hole according to the manual. I thread them in there like this. Use my tools probably faster. Sorry about that. Then do the same thing on this side. If you recall, there was little nuts that go on there. They go right here. One on either screw. Careful not to drop it. Thread that one on. Same thing on this side. Once again, careful not to drop it. If you got big hands or fingers, I understand. The next part to install would be the little shock bushings. That's one on each side. One there. One there. Now you simply take your shocks, put them on the bushing like that. One on either side like that. You take your nut. There's 2 little nuts that came there, one on either screw. Take your driver, screw it back on. Tight. Do the same thing on the other side. Screw it on, make sure it's tight. Last but not least, you have 2 screws that go on the bottom. They go into the eyelet and then they connect to the lower suspension arm. Line it up, screw it in. That's one, almost there. Take the second one, same process, put it through the eyelet. Then that eyelet connects to the other suspension arm. Tighten it on. They're both tight. And there you have it. The completed front assembly. Well, there you have it. I have completed the front assembling of this car, the rebuild, the cleaning, and repairing. Your shock towers are now on there, your shocks are on there, your steering hub is on there correctly, your front bumper has been also put on there. I've clipped most of the chassis. There's a little bit more I have to do in the back, but I'm working on that. Now, of course, the bottom is still going to be scuffed up, only because I didn't buy a new chassis for this individual, mainly because it really doesn't need it, except the fact if you wanted something brand new. But there it is, all put back together, nice and clean, ready to go rip and run in a couple more days once I get this back part right here done. Now, another thing, these are some of the tools that I happen to use during the build of this car. I used the micrometer for the measurements for the turnbuckles that I had to get correct for the front. I'll be using that again with the back turnbuckles. Also got my little Dremel right there. That's for emergency purposes where I may have to cut something off. For instance, a screw or maybe a part. Maybe I have to trim off the burrs on something. I use that to clean it off, or a sanding wheel. We got the black grease that came or was required with the kit. I got the thread lock for the metal, some metal contact parts. I got my ball diff lube. I got what they call Gorilla Snot, which is sort of like another type of grease. It's pretty good. It's supposed to help with the rotation and not break down as quickly as the other greases would that you may put in your diffs. I got my droop gauge, my driver right here. I got several Allen keys, Allen wrenches, whatever you want to call them. I got my turnbuckle tool, great tool to have. I got the kit screwdriver. Well, driver's got various size openings for different size nuts that may be on the kit. I got my droop gauge right here. I got my camber gauge. I got the other tools that came with the kit. That this is for the shocks, a good tool for the shocks. These ends are. This end right here is good for the turnbuckle. These ends also have various openings for different size nuts and so forth. All three of them do, which is also good. I got my needle nose pliers, my other drivers that I use right here, and my screwdriver. This is just some of the tools that I had to use when it came down to the disassembling and reassembling of this car. And once again, I'll be using most of these tools right here for the back part of the car, or the other half of the car. Thank you for watching so far. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you want to leave any comments, please do under the comment list section. If you like my videos, like it. If you also want to subscribe, subscribe. This is the RC Fanatic 07 with the first half of the breakdown and rebuilding of the Nitro TC3 by Team Associate.